Hello everyone, welcome to Awkward Author. My name is Alyssa Grasso and this is my weekly vlog and podcast about my wonderfully awkward, sometimes awkward life. Definitely feels a bit awkward right now, guys. I don't have time. I'm scrambling around to get stuff done and there just does not seem to be enough hours in the day. I'm actually making this on Monday. I normally record my videos on Tuesday, upload them on Wednesday. But I'm going to be running around so much tomorrow that I just don't think I'm going to have enough time to get the video done. It's been pretty hectic here. So the good news is I do now have a permanent crown in my mouth. That part of my, dental extravaganza is now complete, which is pretty awesome. I am relieved to finally have that done because it's been a long time, guys. It's been going on for months. So that is a relief. I do have to go there tomorrow for cleaning, which is one of the reasons I'm making this video today, because time. So as you know, I'm putting out a thriller novel as well as a novella. And I have been working on editing and revising and doing all this stuff to those. I'm now at the point where I'm working on getting the print copies set up. And I have, published books before, self-published books. So I have some experience with it, but of course, everything changes, sometimes out of your control, and sometimes because you've made decisions to change things. So here's the problem. I think I mentioned this last week. CreateSpace is going to be no more. It's going to get rolled over into Kindle. I have previously published all my print books on CreateSpace. So shouldn't be an issue, except the timing is an issue because I'd already started setting up Girl Most Likely to Succeed. I'd already started setting that up on CreateSpace. So I was like, well, I didn't actually finish setting it up on there. Maybe I'll just put it on Kindle. Well, of course, I used, the ISBN number on CreateSpace. I had already entered that, even though I didn't finish setting the book up on there. So when you go do it on Kindle, it spits it back out as saying it's, no good. It's already in use or whatever. I could use a new ISBN number, but I'm not really that worried about the cost of it. What I'm worried about more is like phantom books, and what I mean by that is once you assign an ISBN number to a book, it's permanent. Even if you never put the book out there, it's still, there's all these digital tracks of it out there on the internet, and I know of what I speak because when my first book, Popular, was being published, it was not initially called Popular. I submitted to the publisher as the Balderdash Semesters. They changed it to the Subrosa Semesters, created a cover, assigned an ISBN number. We're sending it out there to the buyers at bookstores. At that time, there were two major national bookstore chains in the United States, one that you might remember called Borders and one that's still around called Barnes & Noble. So my publisher, Flux, had a sales rep that dealt with the bookstores. She had read the book and really liked it and, wanted the, stores to buy it because she thought it was a great book. Had buyers actually read the book, and I don't know exactly what the feedback was from Barnes & Noble, but I do remember the Borders buyer saying, it's a great book, but we're not going to buy it with this title and this cover. That has to change. So I get an email from my editor. And anyway, long story short is the title ended up getting changed to Popular. The cover completely changed, and it got a new ISBN number. But I can assure you that there are still traces of the Subrosa Semesters out there on the internet, with that cover and that ISBN number, even though that book never existed in that form. It's just sort of this phantom book that's floating around out there in the internet. So I don't want to mess things up for Girl Most Likely to Succeed by having digital traces of this phantom, copy of the book with a different ISBN number out there. And it probably wouldn't mess it up that much because the cover's going to be the same, the title will be the same, and they'll be able to find it. It's just under a different ISBN number. But I just don't, I'm worried about creating some confusion or problem or whatever with that. So I can't seem to figure out a way to transfer over the CreateSpace to the Kindle. I've looked up stuff, I've found all kinds of advice. None of it is at all relevant or possible with, the setup that I have. And what's interesting is, like, maybe a week or so ago, I know that I'd logged into CreateSpace just to, like, check something one day, like, real quick, like, didn't, want to actually have to spend a lot of time on it. And something popped up, okay? There was, like, a pop-up that came in when I logged in, and it was, like, now you can publish your books on Kindle or something like that, and I was like, well, I can't deal with this right now. Let me just do the thing I need to do. Well, of course, since then I have not seen this pop up. So, and when I log into like my dashboard in CreateSpace, I can't find anywhere that I would, be able to port books over to Kindle. So here's what's going on. I used the Kindle to set up the print copy for for In the Bag, the novella that I'm putting out. And I do have to say that it's a nice process. It's definitely an improvement over CreateSpace in many ways. So I do like that. And I'd gladly publish Girl Most Likely to Succeed that way too, but I can't seem to. Anyway, so I did set up In the Bag on Kindle because I hadn't started setting that up on CreateSpace yet. Set that all up, ordered my proof copies. Then I went through CreateSpace for Girl Most Likely to Succeed because I just cannot figure out a way to do it on Kindle. And also ordered my proof copies, that way, the old-fashioned way, I guess you would say. So, okay, all that's in process and set in motion. Now, Alyssa, in her infinite wisdom, is like, why do I have to limit myself to just, the Amazon print copies? I'm going to do print through Barnes & Noble, and I'm going to do a hardcover through Ingram Spark. And so, where am I at now? So, Ingram Spark, I spent a bunch of time yesterday working on the dust jacket layout because I'm going to do a hardcover with a dust jacket. This is key. This will come up later. Trust me. So I spent a lot of time working on the layout for that because it's a big change from just doing a trade paperback cover. First of all, you have more space because you have the flaps to work with, and because you have more space, you got to change the layout a little bit of. It's not going to be exactly like the trade paperback cover. Anyway, so I was working on that yesterday, got that all set up. And then this morning, I was trying to, set up the files on Ingram Spark. Oh, by the way, before that even happened, I had some issue with, I had to email Ingram Spark customer support yesterday because, like, when I was trying to enter my credit card info, into my file, like I got some weird error message, and this is my own fault. Like I should have just tried a different card, but it was such a weird error message that I was like, I don't even know what this means. Like it was something about like a checking account and like had some like number code, and it wasn't like, card declined or, not able to use this card or something normal like that. So I emailed them like, what the heck does this mean? And, anyway, they got back to me, but in the meantime, I was like, let me just try another card, and then it worked fine. So, whatever that was about, I don't know. But anyway, so that was the start of my experience with Ingram Spark. So then this morning, I decided to, set up my hardcover book as an Ingram Spark thing, and you do have to pay to set up a title with Ingram Spark. Okay, that's not a big deal, but I do find the Ingram Spark interface not quite as intuitive and easy to use as some of the Amazon ones. And things are different. They do things a little differently. Even just like basic things like setting up the name, it's like last, first, middle, like just stupid things like that. And it was like, it's just not to me like as user friendly as it could be. I know that's like a small thing, but there were a few different small things like that I noticed. And then there was one that's maybe not so big. So you have to, just like in anything else, you're going to set your trim size. And you can do paperback with Ingram Spark, or you can do a hardcover. So I can do a hardcover. If you're doing a hardcover, you basically have a couple different options. You can do I should have an example here, but I don't think I have one around. You could do a traditional hardcover where, like you would see in most bookstores, it's like a cloth cover with a paper dust jacket over it, right? That's like our traditional, fiction hardcover that we think of. But you can also do one that has like a printed hardcover. To me, this is more something you would see, like I used to sell to the library market, worked for a book distributor, and when you see like nonfiction titles in the children's department, say, the life cycle of a fish, or, a biography on Peyton Manning or something like that, those generally have a printed cover. They're not going to have a cloth cover with a dust jacket now. I mean, those are usually library-bound books. That's a little different. But that's the idea of, that kind of hardcover, which to me doesn't really go with a fiction, book at all. So I wanted to do a cloth cover with a dust jacket. So, I selected the interiors, black and white, cream pages, cloth cover. You actually have the option of a gray cloth cover or a blue cloth cover when you're on Ingram Spark. And then I made a mistake. So, like, the next thing after that, it was selecting laminate type, or board type. Board, how was it worded? I feel like it said, like, something about boards, which to me is, like, the actual cover. But what they meant was either boards on, a printed cover, hardcover, or a dust jacket. I did not realize that, so I selected cloth cover because that's what I was. Cloth cover, no. I forget what cloth cover only or something like that. Because I'm doing a cloth cover, and I figured there would be an option, later for the dust jacket. Well, what happens was I selected all that. The next page, I think, or whatever it was, like you upload your manuscript, like the PDF of the interior file, and there didn't seem to be anywhere on that page to upload a cover image. So I was like, well, that's must be on the next page. And then I get to the next page, and it was like, just like, you got to pay to set up your file. And I was like, well, wait a second. I never submitted, the cover, the PDF of my dust jacket. Like, where was that? So, did some internet searching, found out my mistake, that I was supposed to select, either glossy or matte under that board, laminate, whatever the heck that option was. But so I'm like, okay, I'll just go back and change that. And I can't figure out a way to edit that. This is where I am right now. I can't, get in there to edit that. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just set up a new file and do it that way. Run into the problem I'm running into on Kindle, because now that ISBN is associated with the first one I set up, so I can't use it to set up a new one, and I can't figure out how to delete the other one, and I'm just like, ah. Anyway, it's just become such a challenge. So it was a good idea to do a lot of print copies, but I'm questioning my decision right now, just because it's just so frustrating. Anyway, I have an email into Ingram Spark customer support. They got back to me right away yesterday with my question about the credit card thing, so I'm hoping they get back to me today and we can just work this all out. They might have to even do something on their end so that I can do this. But here's the thing. When that's done, I'm still not going to be done with the print stuff, because I'm also planning on doing a print copy through Barnes & Noble. And again, why did I decide to do this? I don't know. Barnes & Noble was good to me with my last book that I came out, as far as it gave me some extra boost in terms of promotion for me doing absolutely nothing and for no reason at all, so that was really nice. And it doesn't really cost anymore to set up, other than another ISBN, it doesn't cost anything to set up a print copy on Barnes & Noble. You get a little more money if you have print sales through Barnes & Noble. And who knows, maybe I'll get some extra promotion out of it, right? But, I have not actually. So Barnes & Noble has two options when you go to set up a book. You can either set up a book for sale, or you can set up a book just to have a personal copy. So if somebody just wants to, print something maybe for someone's birthday, or have a family history or something like that, you could do that through Barnes & Noble, which is pretty cool. Where I am is I wanted, at least get a proof copy before I post this thing for sale. And I don't know if there's a way to get a proof copy when you're publishing a book for sale, because I don't see that when I'm trying to set it up, or if I have to set up a personal copy, order one, and then kind of transfer all that over to a one for sale. So I have an email into Barnes & Noble too, to see if I can figure that out. And so that is where I am with the saga of trying to publish my books. And I still have to finish setting up the ebook stuff, ebook pre-orders. I wanted to get all this stuff rolling with the print stuff so I could get proof copies back, and if I need to make any changes, I can do that before I actually publish the books. So I was kind of prioritizing things and getting that done first before I went and finished setting up the ebooks. So guys, it's just been like, it's every little thing, every step along the way is like, I keep making all these mistakes and going back and fixing things, and maybe at some point I'll like figure this out and have a very streamlined system, but at the moment it is not streamlined. It is like very chaotic, and as a result of like spending all this time on this, I haven't been doing a lot of the other stuff I need to do. So I got a lot of work to do today. I don't even really have time to be making this video, but I'm making it anyway. And just feeling a little bit stressed right now. It's okay. I think I'm gonna get it all done. I'm not really too worried about that, but at the moment it's like, I gotta do stuff. Like I got all this work I gotta do, for my day job, as you say. So I don't know, my day business. Anyway. So yeah, I should probably sign off and get to work, because I definitely do need to do that. But I did need to make this video, and sorry if it turned into a bit of a rant, as I'm just kind of venting about all the frustrations of things. But this is something to keep in mind too. If you're someone that hasn't self-published yet and you're looking into it, like there are all kinds of like nitty-gritty things that you have to worry about, and that are going to challenge you along the way. I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty computer savvy, tech savvy kind of person, and like I just keep running into these things where it's like I can't figure this out. Like I don't know what to do here. So that's a real challenge. I think I even said this in a previous video, like Barnes & Noble has this this print, you can print books with them, but unlike Amazon or Ingram Spark, they have a cover template that you can download, but it's literally a Microsoft Word document. So it's like, what? I don't, so that's like a challenge for me too. It's like, I'm not making my cover in Microsoft Word. Like, what am I going to do with this? Like, I don't know. It's very much so like, I basically kind of had to make my own template for it, and so that's why I really want to get proof copies, because it's like, I'm not sure what this is going to come out like, because you guys are not quite giving me the information that I need to make this cover. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. And for those of you who've been down this path before, like, you're my hero, because it is exhausting, guys, and like I'm nowhere near done. I still have a lot of work to do to get these books out there, but I'm going to get them out, and soon, hopefully. I still have to put out my newsletter, my author newsletter, which I'm behind on. I have to do so much work for the day job, day business, whatever you call it. I gotta pay bills. I should probably like clean in here, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Sorry. So that is my life in a nutshell. It's wonderfully awkward. Thank you guys for listening to me rant today. I do apologize about that. I put out new videos every week. You can watch them here. You can listen to them on iTunes. It's a podcast. And if you want, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. If you want to know more about me, my name is Alyssa Grasso, and you can check out my website at alyssagrasso.com. That's ALISSAGROSSO.com. So I will talk to you all again in another week. Take care, guys. Keep it awkward.